know I'm not the only one who's wondered what Disney princesses would wear if they played pickleball. Well, now we have the answer. The official Disney store launched a collection of Disney princess inspired tennis dresses, and I have so many thoughts on these dresses. But before we dive in, hi, my name is Victoria Radnothy, and I'm a fashion journalist for Professional Pickleball, which basically means I am the all things athleisure expert, okay? So as soon as I saw this launch from Disney, I knew we had to talk about it. The fact that Disney is launching a Disney princess inspired tennis dress collection is like the perfect combo of my childhood and like the best parts of my adulthood. So I'm like, this is so fun, right up my alley, and I can't wait to talk about them. Let's dive in. All of these dresses are made with polyester and elastic, so they're going to be stretchy, they're going to be comfortable. Additionally, they have a built-in bra and a built-in pair of kind of spandexy shorts, which is great, and they are not attached to the back. That's just a really helpful design. Additionally, they are all in a fit and flare style, which means they're going to be so flattering on literally every body type, so that is a huge win. What I also love about this collection is that they feel so nostalgic. They feel exactly like the dresses I wore as a little girl from the ages of like 3 to 5. And like my mom could not get me out of the Sleeping Beauty or the Snow White dress. Like I lived in those polyester princess dresses. It's just so classic girlhood. And there's something about these dresses. Maybe it's also because they're made from like the official Disney store, but they just feel like that. And don't we all want to feel like a princess again? Like, it's just such a sweet idea, and I hope they do so many more of these. I think the idea of this is absolutely genius. There are so many people who go to the parks and basically wear athleisure. Maybe they want to look like their favorite Disney princess. I know I do. So I think this is just a great design and a great idea from Disney. I think the fact that these are already sold out is such a great sign that the demand is so high for athletic dresses inspired by the princesses. And there are only 4 dresses, which I think is such a crying shame. I wish there were 15. The princesses we do have featured are Cinderella, Aurora from Sleeping Beauty, Ariel from The Little Mermaid, and Rapunzel from Tangled. And immediately I had so many polarizing thoughts on this collection. So let's rank them. Let's start with Cinderella. Cinderella is at the top of my list. She is by far my favorite dress from this collection. I love the light blue and the white. I think it is so classic, it's timeless. What I love about this dress is that it is obviously a Cinderella dress. A standout for me in this dress is the pattern, which is shocking because I am not much of a pattern girl. I think patterns are really hard, and we'll see when we look at another dress that patterns can really make or break an outfit. So it's definitely a risk to do a pattern. Looking at the pattern up close, I just love what it's doing. It is subtle, it's clean. It reminds me of the opening images from the old Disney princess movies of like the book opening. Like they usually, those book covers are like so ornate with like fleur de lis or rosettes, just so pretty and beautiful. And then they also throw in some of those classic elements from the movie that we all know and love, like the glass slipper, the castle, Cinderella's silhouette. So I just think it's so nice. And so far away, it's beautiful, a sky blue color. And then when you get up close, you see that beautiful white pattern. So I just think it's really lovely. And I also like the little bow detailing on the collar. I think it's cute. I also like that they incorporated a little bit of the pattern into the neckline. So Cinderella's is definitely at the top of my list, and it was also the first to sell out. So clearly I'm not the only one with that opinion. Next up, we have Ariel from The Little Mermaid. This gets my number 2 slot for very good reason. This dress looks like a modern Disney princess. It looks like they took the dress of a Disney princess and then they modernized it, made it for the 2020s. The real standout for me in the Ariel dress is the neckline and the skirt overlay. The neckline is just so pretty. I think we need these little off the shoulder moments in athleisure desperately, because is this not so gorgeous? The overlay on the skirt is really pretty. I know it would have excellent movement on the pickleball court, which I love. I think this dress is just fluttery. This design is so pretty and honestly a little inventive for athleisure. So I really hope we get more tennis dresses that have some of these elements in them because I think it's really interesting. The colors, I will say, I think they're very playful. I do like the ombre, but there's something about the ombre that's just not perfect. I almost wish it was all ombre, like one cohesive dip dye, because I think like the scallop is pretty from the front, but I think on the back it really loses me because it's so jarring. Like the harsh line of the purple to green is a little too intense looking for me. It's a little strong. I think it could be a lot softer. But if that's my only complaint is that the ombre isn't great, I still think it's a pretty great dress. Also, I think Ariel's signature is so cute, such a happy little addition. All of these dresses have the signatures, but I particularly like Ariel's because I like the little bubbles. I think it's so cute. I also love the little shell detailing on the collar. So adorable, and I like that it's not a print on. I like that it's like an actual little charm, and I like that it, pays homage to her mermaid roots. I think it's really sweet. Now, this is the one that upsets me. I hate to say it, but I am so disappointed by this one. I love Rapunzel. She's my absolute favorite one. So to me, I'm so biased towards anything Rapunzel. So the fact that this is a miss for me literally breaks my heart. It just deeply upsets me. Because I think for a character that is so beloved and is so artistic, this dress is so not artistic. It's just not interesting. It's kind of, I hate to say the word, but it's kind of forgettable. We could do so much better with this, so let's just take a closer look. The front is fine. It's the pretty lavender purple. I love a lavender. The dark purple seems a little too dark, and I hate that it's like just so harsh looking and not in like a flattering way. It just looks like it's like chopped off. The thing that kills me the most is the sleeves. I don't like stripes. Stripes are not my friend. I've never liked stripes. I'm not a stripe girl. And the striped sleeves physically hurt me. Not to be dramatic. They look very circusy to me, like a clown, and that's so sad. So yes, Rapunzel's dress in the movie, she has a striped cap sleeve, but the stripes are very subtle. They are a lot less jarring. The colors aren't so contrasting, so it's not as intense looking and like harsh on the eyes. And I also hate that there's not a lining. The stripes don't go under, like they just have the white underlining, whatever that's called. I hate that. If you're gonna do stripes, at least do the stripes on the bottom because we see them. So it's just like this bright white. It's very not. It's not their best. It's not Disney's best. And speaking of the sleeves, I almost want to rip the sleeves off, like from that scene from Aquamarine.
I think it works. I don't know. I love vintage. Look at these sleeves.
Like the dress would still be very boring, but it wouldn't have those sleeves, so it would be at least a little bit better. A positive, I do like the sun. I think that's an adorable detail. But I feel like Disney was clearly not afraid to do patterns that were inspired by the movie. Why are we not getting the pattern on the skirt that's like the chalk drawing she does from the movie? Or all of her beautiful art from inside the tower. Like the pattern making of this could be so cool. Like I would be so obsessed with like her beautiful artwork on the skirt. Like why are we not doing that? Like instead we just have a boring skirt. Like, girl, no, we could have so much more fun. Also, let's talk about the top. This could be the perfect dress to have a corset or a bodice top, especially because Rapunzel's dress from the movie has a corset top. Like, she could benefit so well from taking a similar style from the 11 nil dresses that the pro pickleball players wear. That style would be so cute and perfect because it perfectly connects with like her actual dress from the movie. But there's just so many flower motifs in the movie that I think this dress would benefit so well from incorporating those floral designs into the dress. On the skirt or maybe on the neckline, something just to add a little bit more visual interest, except for those ugly stripes. I clearly hate stripes. But overall, it's just fine. I wish it were better. I hope they do better. And at the bottom of the ranking, we have Aurora or Sleeping Beauty's athleisure dress. Oh, childhood me hates me for saying that, but I must be honest. I literally lived in my Aurora dress from like the ages of 3 to 5. So the fact that Aurora's tennis dress is such a miss for me is absolutely heartbreaking. It's so sad. Basically, everything I liked that they did with Cinderella's dress, they did all of those things wrong with Aurora's dress. The pattern. Okay, Cinderella's pattern was elegant. Aurora's is jarring because it's all you see. So you look at this dress and the only thing I see are those spindles. The problem is the spindle literally like kills her slash puts her to sleep. So like why would we want the spindle? Like it's like having a knife if you're murdered by a knife. Like why would you want to have that on the dress? Like why don't we have like the rose, like lips as red as the rose, or even like the birds or maybe the fairies? Like why is the pattern the spindle? And the spindle is so big. Like I get that's what Sleeping Beauty is known for, but it's so large. Like I just want to shrink it. Like it's way too big. And because the color contrast is so stark with the hot dark pink and the very light baby pink of the pattern, it's so bright. The Cinderellas, because the colors are a lot more close together on the color wheel, it's a lot easier on the eyes, so it's more subtle. Where this is just, woo, it's loud. It's just way too loud. I don't like it. It's very disappointing. Is it just me, or does the crown look slightly askew? There's some like it looks like it's just a little askew. And I just think it's kind of cheesy looking, like where the shell was subtle and cute and the sun was okay. The crown, I just don't like it. And the colors, I find the colors to be uninspired. I think the hot pink and then immediately starting to that light pink ombre isn't the best. It just kind of makes me think of a dress that a little kid would wear, and not in a good way. Like these are made for adults. And yes, we all are kids at heart. It's just not as pretty and not as easy on the eyes. Something that I think is so poorly missing also from the Sleeping Beauty dress is the pink versus blue debate. Okay, this is one of the best moments in cinematic history, like the pink versus blue. Like you cannot tell me that this scene is not utter perfection. I love the splatters of the color at the end. I just think it's so beautiful. And the fact that they are not playing into the pink versus blue of it all is such a miss. There's a gorgeous example of a real life version of this. Why are we not doing that? Like, how cool would that be? Like, and Disney has the resources, they have the brains, the creativity. I would have loved to see them play into the pink versus blue, or if that was too crazy, maybe just two versions of the dress where one's pink and one's blue, or like, and they could do like a mystery box of it. How fun would that be? And where I think this is also really disappointing is I think, honestly, all of the dresses could benefit more from this idea of looking at Aurora's princess dress and finding more elements in that dress and putting them onto the athleisure line. Aurora's dress is so pretty. It has like this like drop waist moment, also a corset top. Those elements could easily be incorporated onto the athleisure fabric. We've seen it before, we've seen it done. So why are we not using those? And like the necklines could be a lot more pretty. They could be a lot more reminiscent of the dresses that they're taking inspiration from. Like Disney princess dresses are so iconic and they all have these unique elements to them because some of these dresses are super poofy. Like we could have a, more of a bubbled bubble hem skirt moment, to give volume. Like I think they could do so many interesting and fun things. And the fact that they didn't is so sad. Because just looking at the neckline for Aurora's, it's just kind of boring. And same thing with all of them. I think the neckline is something they could experiment a lot more with and have a lot more fun. I also think we could have some V-necks, maybe not all a scoop neck. I think maybe some could have a high neck. I mean, really, the possibilities are endless. So that's my ranking of the Disney Princess Athleisure tennis dress line. We have Cinderella at the top, then Ariel, followed by Rapunzel. Then we have Aurora at the bottom. Looking at this collection, it is more on the cohesive side. They all have a similar silhouette, but I would love to see some more experimentation, like I was talking about. And Disney has the resources and the brains to do it, and obviously the creativity. So I personally am challenging Disney to come up with something really fun because I think these would be such a hit. And clearly, there's a demand for them because they're sold out. And I really hope that this is just the beginning for Disney athleisure lines because clearly I'm not the only one who's excited about this. I would love to see not only just like other princesses like Belle, Elsa, Anna, Moana. How lovely would those other princesses be? Like, I mean, Snow White is missing, but truly, I think the sky is the limit when it comes to Disney athleisure inspired looks. I mean, let's take this to infinity and beyond, right? We could do every single Disney princess, we could do the queens, we could even throw in like Tinkerbell and her fairies. How cute would that be? I mean, oh my gosh, I know I want to run around in the little green tennis dress with like sparkles. I mean, we could do an entire villain line. How iconic would that be? I can't help but wonder how fabulous someone like Cruella de Vil, it would be so iconic and like a black and white high fashion. Oh my gosh, that would be so good, right? And I think it would be so cool to have the Disney princess lineup that is like a bunch of feminine, dainty, girly silhouettes. And then you could do like the Pixar line that's super sporty, a little bit more edgy. I truly think there's just so many fun options. And with how many characters they have to choose from, like they could have so much fun with their entire backlog of iconic characters. I so hope that this is only the beginning of something really exciting for Disney in the athleisure space because there's such a demand and Disney is great at what they do, so I hope this is just the beginning. So give me your ranking in the comments below. Tell me which dresses are your favorite, which ones are a miss. Do you agree with my opinions? Do you think they're crazy? What do you think? I want to talk about it. Let me know. If you want to keep up to date with all things pickleball fashion, scan the QR code on your screen that goes right to pickleball.com or give us a follow on Instagram. And if you want to be a part of the pro pickleball fashion history, find a PPA tour stop near you. You're not going to want to miss these epic tournaments. Now, go dress up and play pickleball. Bye!